The amount of delivery practice babies do is actually crazy, and I'm telling you, this method that I discovered, which is this method from Michael, which is called systematic comprehensible input, is crazy, and this is probably the fastest way of speaking by far. But I removed some things about his method which I don't really like, and I just put the things that work. It is as simple as that. But who am I to tell you this? Well, I'm Ivan, soy un nativo del español with 20 months in Japanese, 46 months in English, and as an athlete, I help fucked up language learners who get to study for more than 5 hours on a daily basis. Yeah, bro, a baby speaks 2 years after he has a good listening. So this was a joke that a client of mine, which is basically this client that I'm helping with English. And literally he told me this joke, which is literally the father says to his baby, you need to have a good listening for the first 2 years and then you're going to be able to speak. So first develop listening. And it's like, bro, when you say it like that, it actually makes sense. The stupidness of the argument, honestly. It's crazy to me that it got to realize something as simple as this. People think that the natural way in which we learn languages is just pure input for at least 1 year when we are babies, and of course, this is completely wrong. Of course, you maybe need some kind of input. I'm not going to lie. You probably need some basis on the listening for you to be able to imitate the sounds on the language. And so maybe for the first 3 to 4 months, you're not going to be talking. After that, you want to be talking because you want to develop some muscle memory in your mouth, which is the most important thing when it comes to talking. Do you think I will be able to speak like this in English if I didn't have like lots of muscle memory? When it comes to this situation, I will say this. That situation, I will say that. And literally this comes from pure repetition, which is this same method that I did. It's just that I did this method in English, but unconsciously. Because I was recording lots of videos. I was reading the sentences out loud because I couldn't say them by myself. I literally repeat the sentence like 10 times until I could literally say it without thinking. And that is how I recorded videos for the first times in English. And yeah, maybe the baby doesn't speak for the first six months because he isn't developed. But literally after that, the baby starts speaking like crazy, and this is when the deliberate practice comes. So the next point is Anki is bullshit. Okay, so Anki is not bullshit. Anki got me to 98% comprehension in literally 99% of content in Japanese. Now, I think that Anki is really efficient when compared with systematic comprehensible input, and that's why I stopped literally using Anki. You can literally see even here, I don't even have Anki, bro. Like, I mean, I didn't uninstall it, of course, because it will be just a waste to just have that proof of my consistency, like just forgotten. I literally stopped doing Anki. One day I just literally said, okay, I will just stop doing Anki, and I have like, what, 25,000 words in there. So yeah, basically, I don't think that Anki is useful anymore. In systematic comprehensible input, you build a system with the most frequent words and sentences you want to be able to speak. So it will probably look something like this. And then you make audio files, you listen to them while watching the meaning like 20 times until it's recorded in your memory like crazy. That is how you do systematic comprehensible input. So you also say the sentences out loud and you shadow them. What happens is that with this audio file, you're shadowing sentences from an AI, and this is probably not as efficient, and so I wouldn't recommend this step. I just recommend to shadow things if you're going to improve your pronunciation from actually a real human being. And when you have actually a good pronunciation, that's when you can start saying them out loud and actually just reading them without having to listen to anyone for you to be able to say the sentence right. Now, at last, you want to output the sentences, so it will probably look also something like this. So I will go to my sentences, and for example, let's pick this sentence, these 5 sentences. Okay, I actually don't remember how to say sentence. So you will do something like this. You will basically not watch the sentence in Japanese, and you will just try to say the sentence. やる人はいない。まず総量。まず総量、その3年の後は、減量しない。食べ物、普通の食べ物。ジムに行くためにモチベーションはいらない。And then you keep saying those things like, and you literally repeat that at least 20 to 50 times during a period of like, what, 2 to 3 hours. And of course, you're going to be able to say the sentence. And that's a form of outputting, okay? The 2 best ways of outputting is that one, which I already told you, which is language islands, and the 1-minute technique. So in language islands, you basically pick all of these sentences that you want to be able to say. So literally, these are sentences that I myself wrote. are all of the fucking sentences that I want to be able to say in wherever in the topics that I want to speak at. And these are the ones that I'm studying today, by the way, after I record this video. And then you have the 1 minute technique, because you will say, okay, but like I'm able to see the sentence, but I'm not able to put them together. And in the 1 minute technique, you basically just pick a topic and you talk about that topic for 1 minute. And you will notice that there are some sentences which you couldn't be able to speak, of course, in Japanese or maybe in the language that you're learning, but you know how to say them in English. And so you will put that same sentence in your spreadsheet. Here, you'll put that sentence in your spreadsheet. So if I wasn't able to see that sentence during that minute, you just go and put the sentence in there. It is as simple as that. Now, this is something which people struggle with a lot, in it is finding the sentences that you want to be able to speak. In reality, that's actually super easy. So literally just pick a topic and go to ChatGPT, go to Gemini, go to DeepSeek, and you will ask him, can you ask me 100 questions, 500 questions about these various topics? And you will answer every question and those answers, and you're going to put them in the spreadsheet, and you're going to go and you're going to do language Islands, and you're going to do the 1 minute technique. Another point of this is that the 1 minute technique, you can do it whenever you want. So I basically just go around my neighborhood. I see a plant and I want to be able to see that plant for some reason, and I just couple that plant with some type of sentence. Also, another form of finding sentences is just literally going into whatever you do video, and then I literally kind of like, I saw like this type of form which is the dattari, and I noticed that in my vocabulary of Japanese I really wasn't saying the dattari, and I wanted to be able to say it. I just did repetition of dattari in various scenarios, and I just said to DeepSeek, okay, give me how to say dattari in these types of scenarios, in whatever type of scenario, and give me 10 sentences. And those sentences, I'm going to be studying them tomorrow. And then I also wanted to say koyu funi, and I just wanted to put it in my muscle memory. And so literally, I just created 5 sentences with koyu funi. 並べると、こういうふうに考えてみたら、こういうふうにやれば、こういうふうに書けば、こういうふうに話すと、話すことで話すことを学ぶ。Okay, you get the point, right? So, whenever, for example, you can get sentences. So that's how you get sentences. And if you want to be able to just do this and not think about anything, just go to my product in the description, in which I literally tell you step by step everything that you need, every mindset that you need, how to get the attention span for you to be able to do this for more than 2 hours, because there's people who literally will be very bored from this and they can't do it, and I tell you literally how to do it perfectly.